I just saw a clip from a TV show where the population of the entire planet got infected with some sort of virus, and everyone became part of an ultra-peaceful dystopian cult. The rules of the cult were they could not kill anything that was living, and this included plants, animals, and fungus, such as mushrooms. They couldn't clear forests for pastures because that would kill the trees. They couldn't have livestock then, and they couldn't grow crops, which means they couldn't grow corn to feed chickens to eat unfertilized eggs. The only calories they could get were from a few dairy cows that were leftovers from grocery store foods, and fruit that had already fallen from trees. Dairy cows can only give milk for a few years, and there's not very many compared to people, so you add up your calories from milk, leftover grocery store food, fallen fruit, divide that by the population, you'll have pretty much 0 calories. Or I should say 0 calories per person on average. So they were getting calories from the dead. They took people that already died, turned them into protein shakes, and drank them. Google AI said that there were about 140,000 calories per person if you were to eat a dead body. Using that information, we can extrapolate about how many pounds of meat you could get off of a person. Take the mass of a person in pounds. 1 pound is 16 ounces. 3 ounces equals about 300 calories of steak or beef. That will equal a total of 140,000 calories. Solve for the mass of the person. You'll get about 87.5 pounds worth of meat on a person. And if that person has starved to death, then there'll be less meat than that. 140,000 calories per person. A person needs about 2,000 calories per day with rounding and depending on activity. That means one dead body will last a person about 70 days. Let's round that to 2 months. We can also call this the half-life of the population decline. I'll show that on the next page. One person can live off of another person for 2 months. Let's start with the first day of January for 0. We'll have 32 people in this imaginary population. Half of those people will have to eat the other half of the people. So at the end of February, 2 months later, we will have went from 32 down to 16. In 2 months, half of those people will have eaten the other half and will be down to 8. And every 2 months, it will cut in half. Because this virus took over the whole planet, so that everybody on the planet lives off of someone else for 2 months. On the next page, I will use the population of the world as the starting number and see how many people are left at the end of the year. 8 billion people times 1/2 will tell you what's left after 2 months. Take that times 1/2 will give you 4 months, on down for 12 months. That means there will be 6 half-lives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next page. You can use the half-life formula. Take the original amount, n sub naught, times 1/2 to the nth power. N is the number of half-lives, so that is 6 half-lives for the whole year. Plug in 8 billion times 1/2 to the 6th power. You'll get 125 million people left on the planet at the end of the first year or after 12 months. Divide that by the original 8 billion. You'll have 1.6% of the population left on the planet after 1 year. That means for about every 2 people you see, 98 people died of starvation. Next page. We can use the same formula to find out when the whole population will go extinct. You can turn your number of half-lives, which is n, into time divided by the half-life. Plug in our numbers, 8 billion people times 1/2 to the exponent of time divided by 2 months. And that will equal 1 person. Because once you get down to that 1 person, they cannot reproduce. Let's isolate t right there. So we turn the half-life into 2 months. We take 1 person, divide it by 8 billion right there. That equals 1/2 to the exponent of t divided by 2. Take log base 0.5 to both sides. 0.5 to the first power equals 0.5. So this cancels and becomes 1. Thus, we're left with t over 2 equals all of this right here. Log base 0.5 of the quantity 1 divided by 8 billion. Multiply both sides by 2. Take the log of that. You will get 65.8 months. Divide that by 12 months out of the year. So that means they will be completely extinct in about 5.5 years. This also applies to zombie movies if the zombies are biological and not magical. So for example, they could have been infected by some sort of virus, such as the rabies virus, that caused them to go mad and start killing and eating everyone around them. Then this is the math to use to determine how fast that zombie population will decline. Of course, then you have to decide if they're going to be fast zombies or slow zombies. Perhaps slow zombies could have a really slow metabolism and live longer. Fast zombies will burn a lot more calories and have to eat a lot more to stay alive. And then there may be a rule that they cannot eat other zombies because they are only attracted to the ones that are not infected. So those are some things to think about for a zombie movie.